heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Wait till y'all get up in here, man. Talk about some heavyweight. Hey, tripping. Let y'all get up in here. Got a good heavyweight fight coming up this weekend. Dillian Whyte and Alexander Povetkin. What's good? Michael Johnson, what's up, bro? Architect One up in here. My man AJ. I'm good, Michael Johnson. Just chilling, man. Enjoying this beautiful day out here in the Twin Cities. You know? I can't wait for this fight this weekend, y'all, between Povetkin and Dillian Whyte, man. Interesting. One second, y'all. What y'all think about the Otto Wallin and Kaufman fight? That went exactly how I thought it was going to go. I know people are going to be like, man, Kaufman looked like shit. I mean, Wallin looked like shit against Kaufman. Yeah, like I keep telling y'all, man, Kaufman ain't the best guy to look great against. You know what I mean? I remember I was at the Ortiz and Kaufman fight, and some of the fans I was sitting around like, man, Ortiz don't look that good. And I was sitting there, I didn't say nothing to these guys. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, and looking at my wife like, yeah, they must not know Travis Kaufman. Nobody ever looks good against him. Shit. Chris Arreola didn't look good against Travis Kaufman. Nobody really looks great against Travis Kaufman. You know what I mean? But, you know, Wallin went in there and did what he had to do, got the victory, put the pressure on Kaufman, used the style I thought that he should have used to get the victory. You know what I mean? Just use his youth, man. Put that pressure on him, pump that jab in his face, and look for home for that left hand. That's exactly what he did. Official agent says Eddie Hearn said if Fury Wilder choose not to fight Whyte Povetkin. Hold on. Eddie Hearn said if Wilder Fury choose not to fight Whyte Povetkin, they will be automatically elevated to full champ and will fight AJ for undisputed. Man, yeah, in Eddie Hearn's world, Eddie Hearn would love for that to happen. But man, Eddie Hearn don't run anything, man. AJ, in my opinion, bro, I think that's just Eddie Hearn is wishful thinking. He doesn't control what goes on. But then I heard WBC, man, and they've been saying this for a while, man, talking about some adding a super heavyweight division, adding some type of super heavyweight title. I don't want that, man. That just sounds ridiculous.
What would be considered a super heavyweight?
I guess they would pick a weight. I think like over 260 pounds would be considered super heavyweight. And now in the Olympics, they do that shit. They have a super heavyweight. But really what it is heavyweight. Super heavyweight in the Olympics is just normal heavyweight if they were a pro. And then heavyweight is cruiserweight in the Olympics. It's like one down. It's crazy. Let me see here. My man Lawrence Waynes, what's good, bro? Architect One said he said I got a close homeboy. Minneapolis, beautiful in the summer. Yeah, Minneapolis, man, the Twin Cities is great in the summer, man. It's just when it hit that December, January, February, when it's that good old minus, you know what I mean? That minus 20 out in this motherfucker, or that minus 35. That's when it's not that beautiful. But the summertime is great here in Minneapolis, man. The Minneapolis-St. Paul area is beautiful. I love it. Adrian Granat's coming back too. If y'all don't remember who that is, remember speaking of Otto Wallin, like I did, Adrian Granat's last fight was against Otto Wallin. It was like a Swedish showdown between the two fighters. And I actually, man, look, before Granat lost to Dimitrenko, he was undefeated. I thought he was a better prospect than Otto Wallin. Then they end up fighting 2018, and Wallin beat him by decision. But Granat will be coming back. I seen an article on Boxing Scene. He's 235 pounds right now, so he's in really good shape. I don't know how far he can go. He did lose the fight by decision, but he did get stopped by Dimitrenko in the first round, which was an upset victory for Dimitrenko. So we'll see what Granat has, man. He's still a 6'8", 240-pound dude with a hard right hand. He is 15-2 with 14 of his 15 victories by knockout. All right, he did beat an old Danny Williams. That's probably the best journeyman he's beat on his resume, but he will be back. I've seen that. I've seen Joseph Parker and Junior Fa getting closer in negotiations. That was great. I would love to see that fight. Then they were talking about either him. Eddie Hearn says either Junior Fa, Lucas Brown, or Simon King. You know what I mean? And out of all those three, I would rather see Junior Fa, because Fa and Parker have a history. They went 2-2 against each other in the amateurs, so they got a history. Keen's a nice little lefty. I would like to see Lucas Brown give Keen his look. I think the Australian cats need to fight, and then let the New Zealand cats fight. You know what I mean? So let Fa and Parker fight for New Zealand. And then, you know, Lucas Brown need to try to get into a pass the torch type fight against Keen. Not going there trying to lose, but if you do lose, you lost to the new up-and-coming Australian cat. You know what I mean? But we'll see what they do. Shit. And really, Lucas Brown and Joseph Parker should have been fought. But Lucas Brown was acting like a diva a little bit, man. When Lucas Brown beat Chagayev and Parker and his team was trying to get a fight with him, when Brown had that regular WBA title, Brown was acting like a diva, talking about some Parker need to fight more people and all this. What's so funny is fast forward about 2 years later, Parker had the WBO. Here comes Lucas Brown looking for his shot. Hey, man, fight me. And then Parker, his team, they pulled the diva card. And, you know, no, you need to fight more people now. You know what I mean? I hate that type of stuff, man. As a fan, I hate that shit, that back and forth. I'm a diva, now you're. I hate that, man. Let me see here. Yes, AJ, Kaufman is a cagey vet. Knows how to survive, knows how to slip and hold, and he knows how to do all the things, know how to survive. And he does know how to fight. The dude knows how to fight. And you mix all that together in one pot. It's hard to look great against a guy like that, man. The lad Saddam was good. Michael Johnson says Otto seemed to have an okay jab. Saw the highlights. Yeah, he was pumping that jab good. Again, I keep saying this, but it's just the truth. Kaufman is just hard to look great against, man. Now, does that mean that Deontay Wilder couldn't look great against him or something? No, but it's just hard to look great against the guy. Even Anthony Joshua, I mean, they will probably get him out of there, but it'll take a minute. Yo, let me bring this up too. I just saw on IFL TV, they did an interview with the youngster Daniel Dubois, and I was looking at the thumbs up and the thumbs down, and it was a high volume of thumbs down on the video. The title was Daniel Dubois says he'll knock out Dillian Whyte. What I'll say is this, man. Now, I'm not sure where the thumbs. I listened to the video. He didn't say nothing disrespectful. I like Daniel Dubois, man, because he's not coming in here to make friends. He's not disrespecting anybody, but he's not coming to make friends, whether it's a UK guy or not. He's not trying to make friends. And my thing is, what's the youngster supposed to say? I'll lose. I think I'll go to decision and squeak out a unanimous decision. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the thumbs downs is about. And he didn't say it in a disrespectful manner, like, oh, Dillian Whyte's a bum out. No, he just said, I'll knock him out. He thinks he'll knock out anybody he fights. What hard-hitting heavyweight is going to say, you know, I don't know, man, I think I'll probably squeak out a close split decision against him. Or, you know, I think he'll knock me out. Or, you know what? I don't know what'll happen. Nah, man, look, I'll knock him out. He did also bring up the fact that he has to worry about his opponent coming up, Eric Pfeiffer, who's a two-time Olympian, is not going to make it just easy for him. You know what I mean? But I didn't see nothing wrong with the youngster said. Man, the youngster think he'll beat Dillian Whyte. Why would he not think that? So I don't know.
Your mask, dude?
I don't know where the thumb. You got a mask? All right. I don't know where the thumbs down came down. I was looking like, let me listen to this video, man. Why does it got all these damn thumbs downs? Listen to it. The kid didn't say nothing. I guess people think supposed to just bow down. You know what I mean? I don't know. Man, I don't know. Maybe they think that kid should just bow down. Let me see. You good?
Yeah.
All right. They about to jump out and get some damn Chipotle. I do not want no damn Chipotle, man. My son loves some Chipotle. St. Cruising, what's good, bro? Let me go ahead and acknowledge that. My man, Teddy B, Midwest Sports Talk. I appreciate that $2 holler, my brother. He says Dubois would be more liked over in the States. Possibly. You know what I mean? On an interview, seemed like he's getting more open to talking on camera, because about like a year or two ago, he really didn't say much. You know, he really didn't bring out his personality. You know what I mean? But he seems to have his, you know, showing his personality a little bit more. All right, let me catch up, y'all. Lawrence Williams says Wallin. He says once Wallin found his range in the third, he started to touch Kaufman up. Yeah, Kaufman was getting affected. You could tell Kaufman started to get affected. He just couldn't handle it, man. It was one of those things where it's one of them things where like it was just too much coming at him. Even though he can survive, he got the high guard. Even with that, it was just too much. Then he hurt his arm. And one thing I say about Kaufman, he didn't quit, man, because he turned away, and I thought Wall was gonna just put hands on him when he turned away like that, but he tried to stick it out, man, and he went out, like a warrior, man, because he, the ref had to step in for him in his corner, you know what I mean? But Kaufman was gonna go out there and just fight to the very end. Let me see. My man Jay Royal says Kaufman is tough. He says, thought Wallin looked pretty good considering that. Sosa says, my damn mouth is dry as hell, y'all. Give me a second. Damn. Let me see. Sosa says Wallin fighting for a contract with a big network. Jay Royal says super heavyweight is the dumbest. Thank you, man. He says the dumbest idea in boxing I've heard in years. We need to eliminate weight classes and titles. People want to add new class. Yeah, we need to eradicate some of these weight classes and titles. You know what I mean? Not add more, but sanctioning fees, man. It's just all about sanctioning fees and money at this point, man. Like I was talking to somebody, and I was telling them, man, don't be surprised in the next 10, 15 years or so, man, they add the IBO as one of the major sanctioning bodies. We might have a fifth sanctioning body, you know what I mean, major. But when you read articles and you hear these ring announcers, they already mentioned in the IBO. Every article I read about AJ, or when Ruiz had the titles, or even when Klitschko had the titles, he has 4 titles. I'm like, why are they counting this IBO shit, man? Stop counting that. And fans are counting it. I'm hearing fans say, oh, he's the IBO, WB. I'm sitting there like, damn, everybody's counting this IBO strap when it's not even a major sanctioning body. But when you have boxing scene and ESPN and announcers and fighters and fans, they're counting this shit. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. My man Lawrence says Yohan Hernandez is fighting Kevin Johnson on Saturday. I'm gonna check that out. My Sports was good. He said, "What do you think of Alan Babic?" I haven't heard of him. Official AJ says, "Remember, we almost got Washington Granat to fight, but Washington fought Wilder." Yeah, I remember that. Jupiter D, what's good, bro? Black Star Sports TV, what it do? Mala 2243, what's happening, man? Jupiter B says, I wasn't impressed with Wilder. One thing though, Jupiter, bro, it's hard to look good against Kaufman, man. Even Ortiz, people didn't think Ortiz looked all that great against Kaufman. It's just hard to look good against Kaufman. But I think Wallin did what he had to do. Did he blow me off? I mean, did he stand out? Was it like mind blowing his performance? No. So I will agree with that. But it's just hard to look good against Kaufman. Bruce Goes, what's good, man? Dominic Hardy, he says Otto Wallin seems to have improved since the Fury fight. I like to see him fight Parker. I think it'd be a good matchup. I like that matchup. Boxing is a lifestyle, says he says I looks like the mega fight between AJ and Fury is going to happen. The fight the fans want, because Bob Arum said Fury ain't fighting Whyte. If Wilder don't get the fight done this year, it's not happening. Jupiter B says, you said IFL, they don't like anyone that thinks a threat to their it guys at the moment. Well, shit, man. I can see that, but I just, I'm looking at the thumb. I'm like, man, what's this youngster supposed to say? You know what I'm saying? But I know they love them some Dillian Whyte. Yo, Dillian Whyte got a YouTube channel. Go check out his YouTube. Subscribe to it. He's putting up some training stuff. Bro, it's just his stamina, man. Like Dillian Whyte, his stamina is so key, but I will say he can fight tired, and Povetkin is a slow starter sometimes, so maybe Dillian try to jump right on top of him, but if he jumps on top of him and he doesn't get him out of there, and that stamina starts to waver, it starts to, look kind of, as my man Conceited in Battle Rap says, looking kind of shaky, baby. His stamina started looking a bit shaky. I don't know, man. Povetkin may beat that ass. You can't come in there with shaky stamina. Because one thing about Povetkin, well, when Povetkin fought, what's the cruiserweight that he fought, man? What's that? Marco Huck. Now, Huck was doing great with the 1-2, with the high guard and the 1-2. kind of having a firefight against Povetkin a little bit, but Dillian Whyte, you know, and in that fight, Povetkin's stamina started to go a little bit, but he still stood in there. Even when he had to get through what Hunter was bringing to him, he got through it. And I think Dillian Whyte is a at least from the eye test, seems to be a harder puncher than Michael Hunter and Marco Huck. But his stamina, man, that shit starts to waver a little bit. Povetkin may be whooping that ass, but we'll see. We gonna see. My man DB, what's good, bro? He said not the IBO. Yeah, man. Read articles, man. You'll never see it in an article. They always add in that IBO. If somebody has that IBO, they always putting that IBO up. Because they was doing it with AJ when I was getting into it with like super duper out of control, ridiculous AJ fans. They like, he's a 4 belt holder. I'm like, no, Wilder has it. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking talking about the WBC. Well, Fury has it now, but at the time Wilder had it. I'm like, dude, Wilder got the other the 4th belt. No, the IBO. I'm like, y'all counting that? Let me see here. Boxing is a lifestyle, says, even if he says, okay, that's, I already read that. My Sports says he is a heavyweight from Croatia. Okay, so he's a heavyweight from Croatia. I'm gonna check him out. You say he's gonna be on he signed with Dillian Whyte. He fighting this week. Okay, I'm gonna check him out. Only 2 cats I know from Croatia is my guy Filip Hrgovic and Malas, the other kid. I think it's Petar Malas that beat Kevin Johnson. He's undefeated as well. Petar Malas and Malas said he wants to fight Filip Hrgovic one day. But I'll check out this third cat you telling me about though. I'm gonna definitely check him out. St. Cruising up here saying Asia's the 3rd best heavyweight, nothing special. Jupiter B says IBO isn't a major belt, just like the WBO isn't. Oh, let me stop you there, Jupiter. But bro, but the WBO is recognized one of the top 4 sanctioning bodies, and you need it to go undisputed. That's why Usyk and Terrence Crawford are undisputed, or were undisputed. Nah, the WBO counts, bro. They started counting that in 2007. So I can't agree with you right there, Jupiter. That the WBO is nothing like the IBO, bro. And you say it ain't linked, but bro, the criteria changed in 2007. That's like saying, but bro, that's like saying the IBF ain't the IBF. You don't need the IBF to be undisputed, because in 1983 all you needed was the WBA and the WBC. You get what I'm saying, bro? But in 1983-84 they added the IBF, so you couldn't be in 1988 saying, well, shit, I don't need the IBF. That just came out 5. No, bro. Like, it don't work like that. Criteria changes, undisputed for criteria changes. You get what I'm saying? So, nah, the WBO is part of the criteria. They changed it in 2007. Just like they added the IBF, whatever year that was. Maybe Lawrence Williams will know. I think it was 83 or 84. Because I remember when Larry Holmes had dropped the WBC because he didn't want to fight who they wanted him to fight. Then the IBF came around and he became the IBF's champion. And Larry Holmes already looked at it as the champion anyway. So when he got the IBF, he legitimized it by having it. You know what I mean? So D-Style, what it do, man? Yo, and just because you hold on, and that's corny. Like the shit that these networks are doing, man. And I understand you're not going to big up another network's fighter, and I understand that like this type of stuff been going on for a while, but this is so corny as a boxing fan. When I'm sitting up there and they put up the top welterweights, and it's a PBC card, and they leave out Terrence Crawford. Really, corny. That is so corny, man. And I hate when anybody does. I hate when they all do this, and I hate when they leave out a PBC champion. That's just corny, man. That's corny as hell. You showing the title holders, but you ain't gonna show Terrence Crawford. That's bullshit, man. That is complete bullshit. I hate when they do that. My man Vince, what's good, bro? See my man Vince up in this thing. What's good, bro? I hate when I watch TV, man, and they do that. Like they'll show the top welterweights, but since it's on PBC, they're not gonna show Terrence Crawford like he in a top welterweight. But then they'll mention him like he's some damn pedestrian welterweight. Oh yeah, Crawford too, as if he's pedestrian or something. Man, you better put some respect on that man's name, just like you need to respect Spence and all the other cats, man.
Oh,
That shit is so
idiot back
corny.
here.
I know, see, that shit is so corny to me, man. Uh, well, they definitely don't need to legitimize that IBO, bro. But I'm just telling you how the criteria change, Jupiter. So anybody that tries to use that whole you don't need the WBO to be undisputed, that's a damn lie. That's a damn lie because the criteria changed, bro. And my thing is, whether the criteria changes or not, it can still get done. Usyk got it done at cruiserweight. Terrence Crawford got it done. You know what I mean? So it can still get done. It's harder. Don't get me wrong. The shit's harder to get done because, you know, this fighter's with that promoter, this fighter's with that. That shit is just so corny to me, man. Like boxing sometimes can get so corny to me. Could you imagine being a hooper? Just imagine if the NBA was like this. Like, nah, they play in the Western Conference, so we ain't really got to count them. Or they play in the Atlantic Division. So I just hate how boxing is ran sometimes, man. It's just, and I love this sport so much, but it's so irritating.
Where the two best teams don't have to play each other.
Yeah, that's like having the Super Bowl and be like, you know what, you know, we did win the NFC, but we're gonna let the winner up play the winner of the AFC. It's just corny. It's just ridiculous. My man Jupiter says, he says, I'm saying the criteria will eventually change. Yeah, I think it will change too. He said for the IBO be the same with the WBO. We should have learned our lesson. And I just said that, bro. I think another 10, 15 years from now, the IBO will probably be added to the fray as well. Unfortunately, but let me see something. Something else I want to. I can't see what dude put down. Hey, what did he put down there that got deleted? Boxing is a lifestyle. See, it's deleted, but it's not letting me view it. What did he say? Did he say something crazy? Damn, it's not letting me view it. Usually I'm able to view what they said. Whatever. Did he say something ridiculous? Ooh, Nathan says Alan Babic, so that dude from Croatia's fighting Shondell Winters. Winters isn't that that's another tough dude to try to beat. I know Winters he upset what's the cat that's up in Canada, man? Teslenko. I know he upset Teslenko, then he fought Joseph Parker. Who would I like to see Wallin fight next? Shit. Anybody with a name, Charles Martin. Andrew Ruiz and Ariola's going to happen. That's great. Finally, I've been talking about that since 2014 that they should fought. Two popular Mexican heavyweights in Southern California. That shit's been overdue. I was thinking about that in 2014 making videos. You know what I mean? So finally, you know what I mean? My man Big Boy Boxing was good, bro. To me, it's like finally, shit. Sosa says Eubank Sr. started off the WBO in the 90s. Yeah, and I remember Roy Jones having an IBO. I remember the IBO from back in the day. It's just it didn't get legitimized till like 2007. But yeah, I remember when Ray Mercer beat Francisco Damiani for the and that was the first heavyweight WBO champion, I believe, was the Damiani versus Ray Mercer fight. I believe. I could be wrong, but I do remember Mercer beat Damiani for the WBO back in the day. I remember Tommy Morrison having it, you know what I mean? So I remember the title. It just wasn't legitimized yet, really. I remember the IBU. I remember a couple of them joints. You know what I mean? But man, I just miss the good old days of like, you know, like we used to watch Tuesday night fights, and back when ESPN not only had Friday night fights, but they had Wednesday night fights, fights that come on CBS before like the Big Ten basketball games. I remember that back in the day as a kid, man. And I remember like the NABF was the shit to have, right? The NABF title, the USBA. I remember watching title fights, man. And you knew that those guys wasn't the champion, but you knew having that NABF was getting you a step closer to a WBC title shot or a ranking in the IBF or things like that. Like, I didn't mind those type of belts. But when you got belts, when people are really going around calling themselves champions, and it's not that sanctioning body isn't legitimized is just too much. Jupiter B, I appreciate that $5 holla, bro. He says Fox don't recognize WBO. They included Callum as 168 champs, but not Billy Joe Saunders. Showtimes does. It's a weird WBO versus Fox thing, not PBC. Not sure why. Okay, I stand corrected. I just think it's corny. I just really do, man. I don't know why they wouldn't recognize it. You need that title to be undisputed. But I'm not talking about you. Oh, you're talking. Bruce Gold says NABF were step. Yeah, bro. And Bruce Golds, those were like, I used to love them title fights, man. As a kid, watching like him, Witherspoon, and you know what I mean, all them type of cats fight for those titles to get their rankings up. I used to love those type of matches. I used to love them joints, man. Yes, you're right, St. Cruising. This just came to my head off the top, but y'all remember when Floyd Mayweather fought on TNT? I remember that fight. Floyd fought on TNT. On TNT, I swear to God, if you go look, I'm pretty sure you put Floyd Mayweather TNT Network and Google it, it'll pop up. But I remember watching Floyd Mayweather on TNT way back in the day. Way back in the day. Trick Notes, what's good, bro? Long man, he says he wasn't listed as a champion though during the Thurman Pacquiao fight. Games PP says CBS need to pick up fights. Man, I love when like ABC and CBS and all like the national networks here in the States. I love when they show boxing, man. And my man, I don't know if D-Style's still up in here, but D-Style, he did a live last week, I think it was, and D-Style was talking about something that I agree with, man, is like, okay, when Friday Night Fights came on, you knew you wasn't getting like a Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury type of matchup, right? You know you wasn't getting a Povetkin versus Dillian Whyte type of matchup. You knew what you were getting when you were watching Friday Night Fights. You knew that you were getting a high-profile fighter sometimes that's rated, or a former champion, or somebody making their comeback, or maybe a highly touted up-and-coming prospect. You know you was getting him in a showcase fight. You knew what you were getting, and we understood that. Sometimes we got like some good title elimination matches here and there. You know, they'll do it. You'll maybe get a title, like a title fight, maybe, but you know what you were getting. Nowadays, you know, we're getting like fights on prime time and big networks, and it's Friday Night Fight quality fights. You know what I mean? They talking about championship boxing, these big networks, and they're giving us Friday Night Fight quality. You know? So Jupiter, bro, you're not understanding me, bro. Jupiter, I keep telling you, bro, they changed the criteria in 2007. So when Evander Holyfield fought Lennox Lewis in 1999, you only needed 3 titles, bro. The WBA, the WBC, and IBF to be undisputed. That's why after their second fight, because the first fight was a draw, after their second fight, that's why Lennox was undisputed. From I think it was 1983 to 2007, you only needed 3 titles to be undisputed. When they changed it up in 2007 up until right now current, you need 4 titles. Pre-IBF, you only needed the WBA and the WBC. So yeah, bro, when Lennox was around, he didn't need the WBO. You're right, because the criteria, you only needed 3 at that point in time, bro. Oh, okay, Jupiter. I thought you were just trying to say why didn't okay. Okay, I didn't think you understood what I was saying, bro. But all right, let me see. Bruce Gold says, what happened to Dubois Joyce fight? It's gonna happen as long as next week, was it next weekend, was it the 29th? As long as Dubois get past Eric Pfeiffer, we will get Dubois versus Joe Joyce. But they had some interim fights, bro. It was a couple weeks ago. Joe, man, he is so slow. But Joe Joyce beat up Michio Wallace in slow motion. He beat him in slow motion. Nah, he got him up out of there. He will take on as long as Dubois beats Eric Pfeiffer on the 29th, then they'll go 2 interim fights before their fight. Get this smoke. What's good, man? Games PP says, didn't Vitelli have the WBO in 98? One of them years. I forget exactly which year. Dominic Hardy says, Sean Porter fought Thurman and Spence on CBS. I think it did good numbers. Would love to see more. Yeah, he's tripping, man. What is this dude doing? On the side of the highway.
On the side of the highway, looking at the ground, not even looking.
I don't know what he's looking for.
What the fuck? Looking to die.
He's looking to get ran the fuck over. Sosa said, Mr. Boxing, can Dana White bring a new structure to boxing? A Heyman White link up would be huge. See, man, what Dana White is feeling, well, if he were to get into boxing, what he would have to realize is it's not just all under one umbrella like the UFC. He can't run it like that because you have too many promoters. You have too many guys taking control of their own careers. It's different than the UFC. I like how the UFC is run. I like having one champion at each division. I love that. But it's just too much. It's not organized enough, man. It's just not organized enough. We need like our own governing body. Like it's just too many sanctioning bodies, man. It's too much underhanded, sneaky, conniving shit behind the scenes for rankings and promoters and guys paying for rankings. It's just, as much as I love the sport, it's just too corrupt, man. In my opinion, it's just too corrupt. It's too corrupt to run like that. That's why I gotta stop myself sometimes when I try to compare it to the way basketball's ran and football. I gotta stop myself sometimes because it's ran different and just corrupt as hell. I agree, J-Ro. That's what I was just saying, bro. And you know what, Bruce goes? I'll read what you said. You said Foreman Morrison was for the WBO, right? And then Mercer won it and lost it to Holmes. What's so funny is Ray Mercer could have, damn, who was it? Ray Mercer could have defended his title against, it's going to kill me. He could have defended that WBO against, I believe it was Michael Moore. But instead, he took the big money fight to fight Larry Holmes and got his ass handed to him. Holmes was putting them hands on him, man. He thought he was going to get Holmes in that corner and beat the old man up, take the old man lunch money. He thought he was going to get the old man in the corner and take his SSI check, right? Larry Holmes putting them damn jabs and them hard 1-2s on him, man, and wrapping them up and holding them. He was talking shit to the camera when he mentally beat Ray Mercer, man. He mentally beat his ass up, mentally beat him up. And Ray Mercer's tough. Ray Mercer's tough. Ray is tough. I still remember that fight with him and Lennox, man. Now, Ray Mercer did do some crazy shit when he tried to get Jesse Ferguson to quit. Please tell me y'all heard that story about Ray Mercer literally talking to Ferguson in the middle of the fight, trying to get him to lay down. Y'all gotta look that story up, man. He tried to get that man to lay down. Please. He was telling Jesse, please just lay down. And that is what got Jesse Ferguson to fight Riddick Bowe in DC. Yep, and then on that DC card, ain't that the same card that Roy Jones fought Bernard Hopkins? I know one of my old school heads will know. I think that's the same card. Yeah, Mercer decapitated Tommy Morrison, man. That was one of the most scariest knockouts I've seen. All right, J-Roll. Hey, y'all. Hold on, let me see what my man Trick Notes. He says that Mr. Boxer today, heavy boxing trivia. Mike Tyson fought what heavyweight contender on pay-per-view on a Monday night? That's easy, bruh. Bruh. Razor Ruddock. Let me know if it was Razor Ruddock. If I get that right, I'm the shit, man. I think he fought Razor Ruddock on the Monday. Was it Razor Ruddock? Thank you. I'm the shit, man. Hey, you know I'm a true boxing head if I remember that one, man. Hey, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Ariola versus Kanaki, Galata Bow. All right, y'all. I'm about to hit up in this house, man. I got that one right. I feel good about myself. All right, y'all, man. Until next time, y'all be easy. I'm gone, man.